Welcome to Tush Twins, heard on MalcolmPresents.com, a new portal. We're not so new anymore, a few years, a portal into the wonderful world of Zoom casting. And this is a wonderful show that actually means nothing. It's a slight, actually,
it means nothing. Great. All righty then, folks. Don't bother tuning in. It means nothing.
It's a slice of life. Well, that's what.
Well, Seinfeld, right? Seinfeld's a show about nothing.
And
so what? Right?
And
so why can't we?
Anyway, introduce us, Max.
Well, here we are. We're the Tush Twins. There's no denying that we've been in contact for a billion years or more, and you know there might be old. Yeah, I mean it might be Lucy and Ethel and Thelma and Louise and Laverne and Shirley and
may they both
Cindy
rest
Williams,
in peace.
R.I.P.
I think we better knew that introduction because everybody is no longer with us.
We're with you.
Yeah,
well, Tina and Amy and Betty and Wilma will never go away.
Yeah.
And what about Thelma and Louise? They're both here.
Except at the end. But, you know, we're the ones who've been through some friendship with Lemony, with a lot of Lemony. Lemony and drama and joy and love and all that fun stuff, because we are from Brooklyn, Brighton to Coney, and New York City to the Boybs, and the whole wide world. So we've been through it all.
The whole world,
and we hit, and speaking of the world, because we're kind of hitting on Valentine's. We want to, since Valentine's Day is coming up, and we're like, what do we talk about? And the redhead goes, well, it's a holiday, a Hallmark holiday. Well, yeah, it is. But it's also a holiday of love. And I'm just going to read the lyric to this. What the world needs now is love, sweet love.
You got to bring your guitar.
It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. Go ahead.
Love, sweet love.
We can't do both of us, so I'll let you do it.
Yeah,
no, not just for some, but for
just you and me.
Right. Well, it says, Lord, we don't need another mountain. There are mountains and hillsides enough to climb. There are oceans and rivers enough to cross, enough to last to the end of time. Well, that was written by Burt Bacharach and Hal David. Burt Bacharach passed away
today, this morning.
He was a wonderful composer and human being, brought love and joy. And Valentine's supposed to have love and joy and sex to the world through his music. So what the world needs now really is a very appropriate for this show and what we're doing. And also he wrote a song, Say a Little Prayer. So we're going to say a little prayer for Mr. Bacharach, who wrote such beautiful tunes with Hal David. So rest in power.
How old was he?
94.
94.
Well, he lived a good life. Long life. God bless him. Guy Gesund.
Who was he married to?
Angie Dickinson.
Still?
Was.
That was divorced.
No, they got divorced years ago.
Yeah. So
they were a great power couple back when.
They were the power couple.
They were a power couple. Absolutely.
They were the original
power couples, and then there's power couples.
I like Valentine's Day, don't get me wrong, but it's so damn commercialized.
Yeah.
I call it the people that I don't know, it's amateur night.
Well,
that's what I call it. Cynic.
Pack some gum and pack a condom. I mean, what are you gonna do? Those are the two things, you know, that it's obviously become they call them more commercialized. But so let's go into facts before we go to the commercialization of it. You see,
because
I looked up some facts. I'm having a crazy day, but I kind of, me, I find stuff and I throw it on my little.
Oh, I got more for you too.
Hey, you got more?
Oh yeah.
So some historians believe Valentine's Day commemorates the death of Saint Valentine's on February 14th, and others
we should all be in love.
I'm not telling you.
Dead.
The other that others believe the holiday actually has its origins in a pagan fertility festival called Lupercalia, which was celebrated on the 15th in ancient Rome. And
Oh, I like that.
it was dedicated to Faunus, the Roman god of agriculture, and Roman founders Romulus and Remus.
Is that
And the day
fun?
was
Fornicating?
Venus.
the day was celebrated by sacrificing animals and smacking women with animal hides. I don't get that. A practice that was believed to encourage fertility. So, all you people out there, married couples, you're trying to have babies, don't do that. Don't hit your wife with an animal hide. That would be a
Wait,
bad thing.
that takes the place of in vitro fertilization.
Or maybe the whip. The whip is leather. That's a
Oh,
hide.
do you remember my whip I used to have?
The whip,
Oh,
the whip, the whip, the whip.
no, but Dennis does.
No,
No, this is years ago.
anything but the whip. The whip, the whip.
Whip.
You remember that one, right?
Yes, I did.
Well,
That was one of my
so
jokes.
anyway, in the 1300s, it officially became a holiday associated with love. And the 5th century Roman Pope Gelasius officially
likely name.
declared the date February 14th, St. Valentine's Day. But it wasn't until the Middle Ages that the holiday became associated with love and romance, a tradition that first started from the common belief in France, they love beautiful, and England, that birds started their mating season on February 14th. So it's coming down to the birds here.
Birds and the
And then
bees.
Birds and the
birds
bees.
and the bees. And then
Birds
there's the
do
you know,
it.
we have the Roman, the
Bees
French,
do
the
it.
British, and now there's Cupid, who has his roots in Greek mythology. And the little cherub appears on a lot of Valentine's Day cards with a bow and arrow. But how
A
did
little
Cupid
naked
become?
guy, a little
Yeah,
naked
little
kid.
naked guy with a bow and arrow. I don't
Yeah.
know. So how did Cupid become a common symbol of Valentine's Day?
Some idiot.
Any answers? Well, according to Time magazine, the figure
Okay.
can actually be traced all the way back to 700 BC to the Greek god of love, Eros, who was actually a handsome, immortal man. We all want to be immortal man, Mel, with the intimidating power to make people fall in love.
Fall in love, yes.
And it
That I
wasn't
know.
until the 4th century BCE that the Romans adopted Eros into the image
As
of a cute little boy
Cupid.
with a bow and arrow, naming him Cupid.
Cupid.
And then by the turn of the 19th century, Cupid had become linked to Valentine's Day due to his love matching powers. So Cupid is the first Match.com, you know,
Ooh.
or whenever those things are. So the first Valentine was sent when? Do you guys know?
At the
Um,
when Hallmark started.
It
yeah,
no,
well, yeah.
we're
Barton's Candy.
gotta go back a few centuries. The
Oh,
15th
okay.
century. The first
Okay.
Valentine was sent in the 15th century. And the oldest one was a poem written by a French medieval duke named Charles to his wife in 1415. And he penned this sweet note to his lover while he was imprisoned in the Tower of London. And he was just 21 years old. And one of the lines in the poem said, "I am already sick of love, my very gentle Valentine." Isn't that like a 21-year-old back then? That's pretty cool. But then it started in the 1840s. They started to mass produce Valentines, and people started exchanging cards and handwritten letters to both lovers, mistresses, friends, and people started to, make cards, handwritten cards. And that was
We used to do
17th
that in
century.
school.
Right, but in 1840s, the first Valentine cards were mass-produced in the U.S., sold by Esther A. Howland, known as the mother of the American Valentine, and she's credited
Mommy.
she's credited with commercializing Valentine's Day cards in America. But
But Hallmark
well, because she
did it on
she made
steroids.
yes, Hallmark put it on steroids, but she had cards that were like she had lace and ribbons and all that kind of girly fun
Excuse
stuff.
me.
But Valentine's Day, it's a marketing strategy.
Mm-hmm.
It's It's literally celebrated for retail manufacturers to make money.
It's what it is.
And this is
Totally.
and this is for an article from Business Insider. And it is associated with names include the sweetest day. Is it the sweetest day? Because chocolate.
Chocolate.
You know?
It's the biggest day. Mother's Day is the biggest day for chocolates. Valentine's is second.
About flowers, which one?
Flowers is Mother's Day.
And second is Valentine's Day.
It's Valentine's. But here's the thing. Do you remember when we were kids, all three of us, we
Mhm.
were kids once, we bought Valentine's cards for 10 cents,
Mhm.
15 cents, 25 cents.
Well, you got a
They're
whole
up
pack
to-
of them.
Yes, now they're up to $20 a card.
Yeah, now
Depends
you
what
have to.
size of music. It's
Well, we used to get-
ridiculous.
We used to go to like John's Bargain Store, whatever, and we bought like a pack
John's
of cards.
Bargain Store.
Remember John's? There was something called John's
Yes,
Bargain
there,
Store,
John's
right?
right in Brighton
It was on
Beach. We had one.
Yeah, we did. What street
Yeah.
was it on? John's
Right in
Bargain Store.
Avenue, right where Berter was and Woolworths, right across the street from Woolworths on Brighton off of Coney Island Avenue.
Yeah, I think there was one in Coney Island also, John's Bargain Store.
They were all over. That was the biggest
And
thing.
they're
John's
not
Bargain
anymore,
Store.
right?
Right.
No, they've been out of
No,
business
they've
for
been
about
out for a while.
50
But
years.
yeah, it's we were talking about because when we were kids, we got Valentine's cards, like a whole bunch of them, like
And
a
we
million
give them
of them
out to
for
everyone in our
And yeah, you had to
classrooms.
pick it in your classrooms. You had to
Well, I
give it
used
to
like the little candies, the shaped as hearts.
right. And they used to say some stuff,
Sweethearts.
sweethearts. Yeah, they still
I
have
used to
those.
have, yes, they still have them. Actually, we used to buy a box, a small box. They were a penny a little box. And then they
Penny?
went up to 10 cents, and then they went up to, I think they're $1.50 now. The stupid little sweethearts.
Well, my favorite are actually are the candy kisses, the chocolate kisses,
Yeah, me
See,
too.
I
I
don't-
like those.
and
Yeah.
they're still there.
So
Nick.
so talk about then
Jelly
versus
rings.
now. Jelly rings. I owe you
Jelly
jelly
rings.
rings.
Jelly rings.
Jelly beans, jelly rings,
Jelly rings. Jelly rings.
squirrel.
Whirls.
That's Zach.
And that's very hey, nutsack on Valentine's Day. Oh yeah.
Uh-oh.
But how much, the retail manufacturers benefit from Valentine's Day? How much from
Oh.
ABC News? How much you think total spending is?
About $4.
Over 5 million, $10 million
Yeah,
more per store.
total spending expected
Yeah.
for flowers, candy, going out, whatever,
No.
like all of that,
Oh.
not just one industry.
Over $1 million.
$18.2 billion. It
Yeah,
says.
billion.
I don't know if that's right, but
Is that
I
national?
would go into business one day a year just for that.
that's worldwide, I believe. Although it's
I'll
not,
take the million.
but it says on average, it's $136.57 per person. That's for candy, chocolate, cards, going out.
Yeah. And how much per
wow.
person?
136.
That's cheap.
Did
I don't know where they're going.
That
Did you ever
doesn't
try-
include
did you ever try to
jewelry.
buy- Did you ever try to buy flowers? Go
It's
to a
a-
florist on Valentine's Day? You have to
that would
wait.
It's
be
ridiculous. Everything is double the price. It's okay. So what are you going to do on Valentine's Day, Maxine?
what am I gonna do?
Yes. What is your thing for amateur night?
Well, I have to buy. I have to get a strawberry shortcake for her.
Yes, I know you. I knew that.
Cake. You're gonna have to give me the recipe for a mudslide drink.
Okay, I'll do
Because we have
that.
the Baileys, but he has to have that. That's what he said.
That's easy to give you.
I think we'll probably, I'm not gonna cook. We're gonna have to eat. I don't think we're gonna go out, but we'll bring stuff in, and I think we'll just be home and it'll be
Yeah,
quiet.
you're Jewish, Chinese food.
I don't know. Maybe Italian, or
Okay,
maybe.
Malcolm, what are you doing?
What are you doing, Malcolm?
Malcolm,
Going to
and
sleep
I'll
early.
tell you what I'm going to do.
I
Mhm.
can't tell. This is a PG show. I can't tell you what I want to do.
What you want to do?
Okay.
Versus
Not
what
that
you
I'm
would-
going to do, but I'm planning it.
You want to do, but you will do. Okay, you're never
Okay,
too
my
old.
thing-
No, go ahead.
I'm going to tie Dennis up
No,
and
don't
put a gag around. No, and put a gag around his mouth so I could watch TV with a remote control, maybe for 3 hours straight without being bothered.
Oh, You have to gag your husband for that?
Okay, give me the controls. Give me the controls. Give me the controls.
Well, the funniest
And I
thing
don't want to
is,
watch sports.
oh, okay. Well, we have dueling remotes. We have two remotes. I
Yeah.
have one and he has one. And the funniest thing is if we're trying to mute something at the same time or unmute it, it should be a sitcom between the both of us when we actually start. But so we pretty much figure it's a holiday that is very commercial. But
Just a little thing about the remote. Years ago, what I wanted, we're talking about what do you how do you want to be funny? How do you want what do you want to do with your body when you died? So I said I want to be freeze dried
Hmm.
and put me on the seat, put me on the sofa by the TV with the remote control in my hand.
That's what Dennis looks like when he's sleeping, like this, with the remote in his hand.
the remote's in his hand. Oh God.
Because
I have to like grab it out of his hand.
because when I'm watching TV, in the old days, the commercial TV, and the commercial comes on, I'm zapping it.
Right.
I always zap. I still do.
Yep.
Okay,
well,
but here's for new. This is newly people that are just starting to date. They love is hiding who you are at all times. It's wearing makeup to bed and going downstairs to Burger King to poop.
oh goodness gracious me. Going down to Burger King to poop. That's it.
Yes.
Get a poop burger. That's weird.
Actually, that works on me right away. Burger King.
Well, yeah, if you want a good laxative, go to Burger King. Sorry, Burger King. Oh well.
What are some of your horror? Do you have any horror stories on?
Well, this Valentine's Day. I mean, it's kind of benign. I mean, you want to try to be nice to your spouse or your
for a
other.
change?
You want to try not to scream and
Aw.
yell at them. I think the fact that I won't probably scream and yell at him will probably make him happy. So
Well,
he
to
he
me,
can't scream and yell
Valentine's
at
with
me.
Dennis is every day of the year.
Oh,
Oh,
me too. Me too. Les, I
your,
love you, you big mess.
your, your nose is getting bigger.
Yeah, I know. Here we
I
go.
Pinocchio.
had a tiny one. Here's
So
my
wait.
favorite quote. Here's a very good quote. I love this quote. Never marry a man you wouldn't want to be divorced from.
Can you explain that, Lucy?
Yeah, Lucy, can you explain that? Never marry a man you wouldn't want to be divorced from. Well, you can take that in so many ways. Oh,
Well,
but
listen, I was so happy when I got divorced the first one. Thank you, Maxine.
I'm aware of all of that. I lived through it with you. Oh my God, it was insanity revisited.
That was
But I
funny.
won't say what happened in the interim either. But it's okay. Hi, hi, big bro. But anyway,
Yes.
so there's something, things that happen on Valentine's Day, and one of them was the Valentine's Day massacre, which is a very popular thing. If you look up Valentine's Day, you're going to find that in a search. Somehow it's going to be in the feed for the search of the Valentine's Day massacre. And that happened in Chicago.
Chicago. Cicero.
Cicero,
And
you're right.
right,
Outside of
Cicero,
Chicago.
outside of Chicago. And it was Capone, he set this all up. It was a giant mess.
Big Al.
Yeah, it was St. Valentine's Day in 1929 of all years, and the men gathered at Lincoln Park, Chicago garage.
Oh, Chicago.
Yes.
On the 14th.
It's in Cicero, though.
February 14th. They were lined up against the wall and shot by 4 unknown assailants, 2 dressed as police officers.
Right.
The murders resulted from the competition for control of organized crime in the city during Prohibition between the largely Irish Northsiders, headed by George Bugs Moran, and their largely Italian Chicago outfit rival, led by Al Capone.
Right. Well, also, I think it was Ed O'Banion was the.
Yes,
but there's a little twist. There's a little twist I'll come to. The perpetrators have never been conclusively identified, but purportedly former members of Egan's Rats gang working for Capone were suspected of involvement. And others said that there were actual members of the Chicago Police Department who wanted revenge for the killing of an officer, and the officer's son played a part. But what I found a little interesting was it was common knowledge that Moran was hijacking Capone's Detroit-based liquor shipments. So the police were focusing on Detroit. And Detroit, they were looking primarily at the Jewish Purple Gang. Did you know about the Jewish Purple Gang? Because I
I'm a
didn't.
member. Look at my lipstick. It's purple.
The Jewish Purple Gang is known as the Sugar House Gang, and it was a criminal mob of bootleggers and hijackers comprised predominantly of Jewish gangsters. Jewish gangsters.
Well,
I know plenty of them, Max.
Yeah.
They're still out there.
East New York, Bronzeville, there was a group
Yeah.
in the 20s and 30s called Murder Incorporated.
Yes.
And
Bugsy Siegel.
Yeah, and Murder Incorporated were the hitmen for the mafia. I did a term paper on that, and I remember that one of the big hitmen, Shalom Bernstein. Shalom Bernstein, a hitman.
Well, the I don't know where they got the purple. I don't know where the Purple Gang came from, but it was literally out of Michigan, out of Detroit, and because of excessive violence and infighting amongst the Jews, the gang destroyed itself in the 1930s because that's what they do. And there was some implication by two landladies during the St. Valentine's Day massacre that also mentioned this gang. And so Abe Bernstein,
is he related to Mark?
Called Bugs Moran to tell him that a hijacked load of booze was on his way to Chicago. Moran, who was in the middle of a turf war with Capone, had only recently begun to trust Bernstein, who previously been Capone's chief supplier of Canadian liquor. And then the next day, instead of a load of liquor, 4 men, 2 police uniforms went to the North Street garage and they opened fire, killing 7 men in what has become known as the Valentine's Day Massacre.
How did our show deteriorate into a murder?
Wait, hold it. Now I have something. All right, forget that.
Now
that
back
was
to you.
Depressing. Now back to me. I love
because
this.
It's a Valentine's Day
about
Massacre.
Men.
All right.
Okay, here's about men. 80% of married men in America cheat. The
80%?
rest cheat. 80% of the married men in America cheat. The rest cheat in Europe.
What? The other 20? That's a big number.
It is.
Where was this? Where you got that from? Where you just
yes.
Ready? Experience.
Jackie Mason.
Jackie Mason.
See, to me, I led you to that one, didn't I? That was about as big as a bit of a. See, we even made Malcolm smile today. Malcolm needs to smile today.
Well, they have this old thing. I don't know if New Yorkers, when you drove up to the Catskills, there used to be big signs: "Have your affair at Concord. Have your affair at Grossinger's." And there was,
my God!
And the next sign was, "Have your affair under rabbinical supervision." That's Jackie.
Because they meant it like the bar mitzvahs, weddings, and stuff like this. Here's another one: Love is blind. Marriage is the eye opener.
This is true also. I mean,
I love these things. It's so funny.
It's just something that you can't, I guess, considering it's still winter, you could still have a blizzard. So maybe you want to cuddle up, maybe you want to hang in your house a bit. I mean, it's a big night for dinners out too. I mean, you can't probably.
Wait, here's the best one. Love is a 4-letter word.
That I've heard. That I've seen. They have T-shirts about that.
Love is a 4-letter word.
My God, I love these things.
Anyway, guys, I got to cut out a few minutes early.
Okay.
So this
you
is
don't
the
have
end
to
of our
say
show.
that. It's okay. I think we kind of hit it. So we just want everyone to try to be kind, try to love one another. We would hope it's more than one day a year, but if you have that,
day, so be it.
If you have a special someone, whoever it is, man, whoever you love in your life, doesn't matter, whom it is, just go out and have a good time and give lots of hugs and
as your mom would say, pinch him in the ass.
Pinch him in the ass. My mom would.
No, guys, When is
Yeah, this
Valentine's
is
Day?
for
The 14th?
Ruthie
It's
and
Tuesday.
Marsha.
Tuesday.
And
Okay.
Marsha.
So make notes on Valentine's Day. So Wednesday when we have a
We
show,
can
we'll talk
show,
about
we can, yeah, let's take some
Yes,
notes
we'll talk
and,
about what we done
or
and
what you
more
didn't do.
quotes.
yeah,
You're
get more
listening
quotes.
You've been listening to
Tush
Tush
Twins.
Twins on malcolmpresents.com.
And it's love on
And it's love.
Valentine's.
Bye.
Woo!
Shalom.
Shalom. Bernstein.